I want to talk about some things that I do to try to make people feel more comfortable when they are starting therapy with me. I'm a social worker. My name is Sophie, and I work as a mental health therapist in the community. The first thing that I try to keep in mind is limiting the amount of demands that I am putting on a person. If someone is coming into therapy and they have never done it before, I'm not going to put any pressure on them to talk about their upbringing, to discuss their trauma, to trust me. I understand that you are a stranger and you are meeting me for the first time too. So I want you to take it at the comfort level that feels comfortable for you. That being said, if someone comes in and we are meeting during our first session and I can tell they need to get something off their chest, they need to go, they're ready to talk about it, maybe they've done therapy before, or maybe they've really needed it for a while and haven't been able to get it. Now they have it, I will let them have that time to talk. I would never say like, oh, it's the first session, we're not going to talk about that. Sometimes you get people coming into a session and you can tell they're uncomfortable. Maybe they've never been in the therapy space before, if they've had bad experiences before. I will go into the session taking the power in that situation. I will introduce myself, I will talk about my background, I'll talk about my methodology, I'll talk about what I'm trying to do in full transparency so that nobody feels like surprised or confused when I ask a question that they didn't know was coming. You never have to talk about anything you don't want to in any therapy session, but especially the first one because you're still getting to know that person. Something that I think makes people feel comfortable with this as well is taking the pressure off of the timing. Therapy is a 50-minute session usually, an hour, but the session lasts 50 minutes. Don't feel like when you're coming into a session you need to fill up every one of those minutes. It's not your job, it's not your responsibility, and nobody is expecting you to do that anyway. The only thing for me as a practitioner that I expect is that someone will come in and be ready to show up authentically. Sometimes that's not saying anything at all. But as long as you are in touch with what you are really feeling on the inside, that's where the healing happens. And if you can be more comfortable authentically expressing how you're feeling in front of another person, it becomes easier to do in other areas of your life as well. I try to take the pressure off of anything beyond the present moment that we are in. I rarely, unless someone asks, assign homework. I'll give someone a prompting question if they want it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to give some sort of structured activity or to pressure somebody into scheduling, pressure someone into keeping consistent time. The therapeutic relationship does best, in my opinion, when it's an open line of communication and when those boundaries are held very securely by a therapist. That's what therapy is. It's learning how to develop secure attachment if you didn't have access to that before. So my job as the therapist in that situation is to use my clinical judgment to understand where I need to take those reins, where I need to take the power and the awkwardness and absorb that and bring it up and utilize that, and when I need to give that to the other person to allow them to share. Because many people, when they need to share like that, they haven't ever had a chance to do that before. And both of those experiences and everything in between are really magical parts of being a therapist and parts of it that I really enjoy. So keep that in mind too. A therapist is doing the work that they do because they want to, and they really care about helping people feel better. So you don't need to be afraid, and you don't need to feel like anything that you bring to them is something that they've never seen before, because we are trained to be able to respond even when we haven't heard something before, and we'll be able to help you through that using the same kind of framework that we can help ourselves and help anybody else. Hopefully this took some of the edge off of maybe if you were procrastinating scheduling a therapy session. It can be a really powerful healing tool, just existing in a secure, predictable, professional relationship like that. And I would really encourage anyone to try it. And if you've tried it before, I would encourage you to try it again with someone else.